What's up, guys? Leslie Robbins here. If the coronavirus pandemic has gotten you feeling a little blue lately, one tried and tested remedy may just make you feel better. A good old-fashioned cup of tea. Welcome to Chado Tea Room, a classy and timeless culinary destination serving the South Bay from downtown Torrance. I had visited Chado in mid-2020 during a time when outdoor dining, due to the COVID crisis, was the way most eateries had to do business. Now Chado's way of life is semi-back to normal, as customers get to once again experience its in-person experience. I had sat down with the shop's CMO for their celebration afternoon tea with the tea-infused chocolate pairing to learn, since COVID struck, what has changed, what has not changed, and what will never change. And yep, you guessed it, it's the tea. What is it about tea that makes everyone feel so much better?
I think there's a sense of, warmth in it. There's a sense of like being able to just sit down, self-reflect, being able to, cozy up with a cup of tea at the end of the day, and just kind of enjoying yourself. I think that's what tea time kind of is.
It's a family-owned and operated tea room and tea shop that boasts 4 tea rooms throughout Los Angeles, including Torrance, plus their online tea store. Their mission: promote the global tea culture while educating customers on the history and benefits of this most sought-after hot beverage, pandemic or not. But it was because of the coronavirus pandemic that things changed at Chado. The tea room had a massive reduction in business, and management found themselves having to constantly adjust to the new normal, like integrating COVID protocols. They say that they lost most of their senior clients, yet gained new ones because of the new patio setup. Their story is similar to many others. They were able to stay afloat due to loans, and hiring was an issue early on due to health concerns and the enhanced unemployment benefits. But things have turned around since. Given the current COVID climate, people aren't really socializing as much. People are buying teas now for themselves, obviously not to invite people over to have tea.
Right. What a lot of people are doing, really, and we've noticed this, is actually buying tea for other people. Kind of sending the love, spreading the tea around, and just giving that to others now that they can't really be getting together as much. But a lot of the more popular teas would be, kind of immune-boosting teas, things that'll keep you safe and healthy during COVID. We've really shifted a lot of our focus to our online sales and our online marketing. I mean, that's really kind of the only thing we could do. Being a restaurant, owner is tough right now, so a lot of sympathies to restaurateurs.
Back when COVID rules forced them to temporarily close their doors for a second time, the team was prepared. They already had a solid campaign in place for its to-go orders, moving back to the offerings they had at the beginning of the first lockdown. At that time, the stores did remain open for a few hours daily for takeout, teas, and accessory sales. Now, Chado is open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. Perhaps try some of their delicious and unique sandwiches, or how about their lychee blooming tea? I did, and it's not to be missed. Of course, a lot of restaurants and businesses had to shift to takeout, because Chado Tea Room is an experience.
Yes.
As much as it is the food and the dining, it's an experience. So how have you shifted that part?
Honestly, it was a struggle to kind of figure out, like, how can people still have this tea experience but at home? And our first kind of attempt at this was during the Mother's Day weekend. We did an offer where people could come in. We sold 2-tier racks that people could take, sandwiches, scones, the cookies, the chocolates, and bags of tea as well, that they could have at home and just have a little tea for 2 with mom. So we've kind of made that permanent. So we are still offering DIY afternoon teas for people to take home. And if you come pick it up in the morning that afternoon, you can have some tea. I think it's been the successful attempt at taking the Chado experience home.
Now, how has your menu changed during COVID times?
We have over 300 different teas. A lot has kind of had to change. We still offer all of our typical teas that we have, the 300, but in terms of our menus that we've had to change, you can see that we've kind of narrowed it down to just a few items on this menu, but we still have our full tea list that people can choose from. Obviously with COVID, there's a bunch of guidelines, trying to keep our own staff safe, trying to keep our customers safe. What we would usually offer to our customers is the experience of going in and being able to, look at and smell the teas and really get a feel for what they were before purchasing. But we've had to kind of change that and alter it a little bit. Obviously, we're keeping that 6-foot distance when people do come in to purchase teas. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment.
Instead of hosting big parties, people can go in and purchase teas and collectibles.
Yes, exactly. We've got tons of accessories and teapots. We've got storage canisters and things like that. We still offer the full 300 teas that people can go in and just take a look at and see if it's something that they want to try and take home. So we've got our awesome wall of teas, as we call it, the Great Wall of Chado. Mask on the entire time you're in the store. We've shifted from being able to smell the teas and getting up close and personal with them. We've had to kind of stop that, and now it's just, we hope that you can kind of get a whiff through your mask and everything,
Take me back to that moment, early spring. Life shuts down. What happened?
When it first shut down, I think I remember getting on the phone saying, it will be fine. It's just going to be a couple of weeks. Never would we have thought that we would, thank God, knock on wood, we're still open for business and we're still running, chugging along. But I never would have expected for it to go on this long and for us to be, having to change so much about how we do business.
Being in the restaurant business, how do you put Chado Tea Room on people's radar, given maybe people have anxiety to go out?
I think the main thing is really just keeping our foot, on social media and just in all kinds of advertising and things like that we can do. Keeping ourselves unique. I mean, the ability for us to be able to introduce new blends, new teas. That first moment back in March, we really didn't think it was going to last this long. We were shut down for quite some time where we couldn't even open. We were only open for the takeout. And then ordinance came out that we could open outdoors. So we jumped on that. Reinvent ourselves outside is not something that we thought we would do, but I think we're doing it okay.
In the end, Chado got inventive on how to make it an even better experience than before by keeping the patio area in all of their locations while changing the indoor dining layout as well. The Chado team says the response has been great. Their customers miss them and were happy to come back and support the business. Through it all, the team says optimism and focusing on the future was key. Yes, all of this is called making lemonade out of lemons, or in this case, tea.